She said, Can you drive me home? Please. I replied, So. Where do I sleep? The first time I saw her, she was standing outside the dimly lit community center, shivering under the flickering street lamp like she was trying not to fall apart. People from the charity event were still chatting inside, laughter echoing through the glass doors, but she stood alone, hugging her arms tightly to her chest. I was packing the last of the donation boxes into my car when I heard her voice, soft, trembling, almost swallowed by the night. Can you drive me home? Please. Something in the way she asked, quiet, cautious, like she wasn't sure she deserved help, made me stop cold. Her name was Lena, a volunteer I'd seen around but never really spoken to. Always polite. Always early. Always helping more than she needed to. But tonight, her eyes were red, her breathing uneven. Yeah, I said gently. Of course. Just tell me where. She hesitated. It's far. Out of town, actually. I left my place today. I didn't know it would get so late. I didn't push. Didn't pry. We drove in silence for a while, the kind of silence that feels heavy but honest. After about 20 minutes, I realized something. She wasn't giving directions. Her hands were shaking in her lap. Lena, I said quietly, you don't know where to go, do you? She swallowed hard. My roommate's boyfriend, he came home drunk. Angry. I didn't want to stay there. I grabbed my bag and walked. I didn't think. I just left. I pulled the car over. You did the right thing, I said. You're safe now. That's when she finally broke. Tears she'd been holding back crashed through all at once. I didn't want to bother anyone. I thought I could figure it out alone. You're not bothering me, I said. Not even close. She wiped her face with the sleeve of her sweater. Can you just drop me somewhere? I'll figure out the rest. Drop you somewhere? I shook my head. It's after midnight. Absolutely not. She stared at me, fear, hope, exhaustion all tangled in one look. Then, where do you want me to go? I exhaled slowly, thinking through the options. Okay, real question, I said. If I drive you home, where do I sleep? She blinked, confused. What? My place has a spare room. You can stay there tonight. But if you're uncomfortable with that, and I get it, then I can sleep in my car outside whatever safe spot we find for you. Her eyes widened. You do that? Sleep outside? If that's what makes you feel safe, yeah. Silence again, but this time it was different. Soft. Warm. Like something was repairing itself inside her. No, she whispered. I trust you. I'll take the spare room. So we drove back to my apartment. When we walked in, she stood just inside the door, staring around like she wasn't sure she was allowed to breathe. You hungry? I asked. She hesitated. Then nodded. I heated up leftover pasta while she sat at the kitchen table, hugging the warm mug of tea I handed her. The steam blurred her swollen eyes, but not the relief slowly settling behind them. You know, she said suddenly, I always thought kindness was something you had to earn. Like it had limits. Kindness doesn't need conditions, I said. That's not how it works. She looked down at the tea. Tonight. I think I finally believe that. The spare room was small, but clean. Fresh sheets. A soft blanket. A desk by the window. When she walked in, she froze. Then she turned and hugged me. Not tight. Not desperate. Just steady. Like she had decided she didn't have to just survive anymore, she could breathe. Thank you, she whispered. You didn't just drive me home. You gave me one I didn't know what to say. So I just hugged her back. The next morning, sunlight poured through the window like the world had decided she deserved a fresh start. Over breakfast, she made a quiet promise. I'm going to rebuild everything. I won't go back. Not ever. I'll help however I can, I told her. She smiled, small, but real. The kind that tells you someone is finally stepping out of the dark. And in that moment, I realized something. Sometimes kindness isn't about saving someone. It's about giving them enough light to see the road ahead. 7 months later, she wasn't just okay, she was thriving. New apartment. New job. New confidence. She told me I'd ignited something in her she thought she'd lost. Hope. And every time she thanks me, I always tell her the same thing. You drove us both home that night. Because the truth is, helping her reminded me of the kind of person I always wanted to be. Kindness didn't just save her. It changed me too. And in a world where people often walk past each other like strangers, that night reminded me. Humanity isn't lost. It's just waiting for someone to say, "You're safe with me."